Hey folks, Sam with Sam Wood Outdoors. Been busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking match here lately, but we needed to get a video out to you guys and keep you interested. And so this one's going to be a little bit of an informative video about Conibears and how I use them, how I set them. As you can see, I'm a Conibear kind of freak. I use a lot of Conibears. This is mainly on triggers and how we set them and what the notches are. A lot of you guys will use Conibears and you don't know what them 3 notches are for when you set them. Obviously, that one right there, when you set it on the closest one and make it tight, that gives you the most power. But it's harder for it to go off. If you want a lighter trigger, you got to put it on that one right there on the end. That'll give you the lightest trigger for it to go off. So what does that mean to you guys and how you should set them and everything? This is what I do and this is what I stick to. When I'm using a 160 in a trail for raccoons, I set on the middle notch right here. That's the one I use because it gives me relatively good power and it goes off relatively easy. When I'm using a 110 and I'm setting it in a run for a muskrat or in a muskrat hole, I use the 3rd notch. Why? I want a little bit of power to kill that muskrat. You know, these 110s, they're the least powerful of all the Conibears. So I put it in that 3rd one because I want it to have a lot of power. And usually when a muskrat's swimming through a run or he's swimming in his hole, he's going pretty fast. I got a video of a muskrat being caught in a 110 and you can see that. Here is a 160 with just a single spring on it. I took the spring off the other side. What does this work good for? One, it works good in trails where muskrat trails are running through the weeds and stuff. And when I do that, I set it on the 3rd one. Again, I want the most power. But it also works good. I put these triggers together and I'll put an apple on there or a carrot or a potato. And then I set it on I'll set it on a piece of lath and I'll sink it down in the water like this. And when I do that, I set it on that first one because when that muskrat comes up there and just touches that bait, I want that thing to go off. So that's what I use right there. 120s. These are basically a double spring 110. What I use these for is I use these for mink in my mink boxes and stuff. That's pretty much all I use them for. And when I do that, I want them set on the first one. That very first notch. Just like that.
Determination there.
I set it just like that because when that mink goes in there, man, the mink can really work their way around a trigger and stuff. And I want it so when he just touches that baby, it goes off. So that's what I use there. Now, when I get onto the bigger ones, this one right here is a 330. I use this for otter and beaver. This is actually a new one. And obviously, I'm not going to set that one for you. But the Duke 330s have 2 notches. So that's it. So if I'm setting in a run where I'm going to catch a beaver going into his house or I'm going to catch him in a run or something like that, I'll set it on the 1st notch right here. If I'm going to bait the trigger and set it down there and hope to catch a beaver, I'm going to set it on this one, on the first one right there. This one. And anytime I'm using this for otter, I set it on the first one. So that's kind of your tip on how to use the trigger notches on a Conibears. Hope you guys are out there pounding the critters, and I got to get back at it.